Hey, good morning to you. Mark again here at WeatherMan Plus. Happy Wednesday to all of you. I have some big updates today, not only for Invest 91L, as well as the Northeast, all these storms that happened last night from mainly Michigan and Ohio Valley. It is coming your way. Plus, I'm showing officially from NOAA that we are about to be on a 2-week break in the tropics. And I don't mean that nothing's going to happen, because I am showing something is going to happen within the next 7 to 10 days, either for the eastern side of Gulf of Mexico or the southeast of the U.S. It just means we won't have any major hurricanes producing off the MDR anytime soon. And remember, I always put the links in the description to save you time. That way you can navigate through the video as easy as possible. And if you've never been here before, hello. My name is Mark. I do upload every single day. Just not Friday from sundown to Saturday from sundown. That's Sabbath. But I will make sure you're covered. And usually during hurricane season, I do a tropical update every afternoon to make sure we stay on top of the tropics. I think one is warranted this afternoon for what's going on with Invest 91L. I will show you all the information I am showing from all the data. There's a possibility we could get a tropical depression right before landfall. But make sure you hit that subscribe button, because I am all year long. All I ask is if you know somebody that's in these impacts, please share this information on social media. That way we can help alert others to what's going on. Thank you so much for helping. If you don't use social media, just hit that like button. YouTube will suggest it for you. Now, we'll get to this a little bit towards the end of the video. Remember, the links are in the description. I want to go through some more information that I have for you guys. Now, when the storms hit last night, it hit Michigan pretty hard. They went all the way to 169,000 homes without power. And as of the refresh for this morning, there's still 129,000 homes without power, and you can see where the storms hit. And Louisiana update, you're at 320,000 homes without power as of this morning, and a lot of people are getting power back, but still St. Charles, St. John the Baptist, St. James, Lafourche, even Terrebonne, y'all are still 95% without power. So God bless all of you. I do hope that they get to y'all very quickly. Now, today there is some severe weather. You are in the marginal for this green right here over Arizona, over Texas, over Florida, because of what's going on with Invest 91L, as well as the Northeast with a slight risk for today. And you do have your tornado risk did upgrade for today. You have the 2% right here for the Florida Panhandle, a little bit of southern Georgia. But up here in the Northeast, you have the big 2% and a big 5% for tornadoes for today. Wind has also increased up to 15%. It was just 5% for yesterday, so there will be some very high winds coming by today as you get these storms. And other places that has the marginal also have a chance for winds for today with the 5%. Now, the hail is only in Texas and Arizona and the Northeast. I'm not showing any hail for Florida. Now, as of your 8 o'clock update this morning, that's what I was waiting for, was an update from NOAA. Invest 91L is at 50% in 5 days, which don't even matter, because literally in 24 to 36 hours, it's going to be going across the southeast. Within the next 48 hours, it is at 50% also. Larry is at 115 miles per hour. It's still a major hurricane, because 111 and up is a major. It is moving northwest at 10 miles per hour. Still no threat. Potential tropical storm conditions of maybe 40 to 50 miles per hour wind gusts is possible for Bermuda. So just be careful of that, Bermuda. And this morning we have this disturbance 2 at 20%. And this is actually the one that I'm showing from NOAA that has a chance to become a tropical depression and moving west. Now, update from NOAA from September 8th to September 14th. They are showing it to just be historical rainfall over the southeast for Invest 91L. And they're still showing it should be a tropical depression or greater strength coming off the coast of Africa. And that is what we're seeing out of Disturbance 2 that is coming off now. Matter of fact, from September 15th to September 21st, they have updated. They're expecting a tropical depression or greater strength in the northwest of the Gulf of Mexico, as well as that Disturbance 2 that's coming off the coast of Africa. Now, I'm also showing from NOAA officially that we're about to be on a 2-week break in the tropics, not from any formation, just from any formation coming off right here after it comes off the MDR. And now we will have a chance for something forming close. That's the scariest part of it. So after it leaves this general area, it does have something it can do. And as it comes off the coast of Africa, it's somewhat going to be organized. But I'm showing from NOAA that once it comes off the MDR, this whole area right here will be a weakening spell for any wave that comes by. Still form up later somewhere close. However, it won't be no major building up all the way towards us. Now, if you look up here, you'll see that this is our MJO. This is something that a lot of us weather people follow to let us know what's going on in the future of this weather so we can see what phase that we're in. And if you check this out, you'll see that actually right here, the MDR is phase 1. Phase 8 is the East Coast and the Caribbean right there. And phase 7 is the West Coast of the U.S. So if you just put the U.S. right here, the tropics right here towards the MDR. Now, as far as the MJO, this is a wave that goes around the whole world, and it's pretty much a wave of rising and sinking air. And it lets you know if you're about to get either rising air in your section soon, which means more updraft, more chances for tropical cyclones to form, or if you're going to be getting sinking air, well, it's not really a favorable condition for them to get real strong. And the update all the way from September 7th all the way to the 21st shows that we're actually going into the phase 4 over here. We're going from 3 to 4, which means we're not going to be in the MDR or in the tropics of the Atlantic into a rising favorable conditions. It's actually going to be over in this section. And if you look and see what that means according to the MJO, that means that all the rising air is all going to be over here now. Instead of being over here over our tropics, our Caribbean, we're going to be getting sinking air, which means it's not favorable conditions for the tropics. Now this is today. This right here is week 1. It's still going to be staying there, some sinking air. And as you go into week 2, it's still going to be staying there, some sinking air. Now the rising air is moving over, but that's 2 weeks of non-favorable conditions for the tropics, which means if something comes through, it will be on a weekend. When you check out and see what the velocity potential is out of all that, you can see that all the velocity potential is forming over here instead of forming over here by the U.S. So we don't have a big updraft going on. There's not a big chance for these storms to come off the coast of Africa and raise into a big major hurricane. That is off the table for the next 2 weeks. I am showing that something is coming though for the next 7 to 10 days. However, it will not be a major hurricane, mainly because we have sinking air and not rising air. Now this is a shot according to yesterday of the latest update, and you can see all the sinking air that is right here where we have normally our main development region in the MDR. So when something comes off the coast of Africa, it will be going through sinking air, which means it's not favorable conditions to form up. Then after it gets into the Western Caribbean, then it has a chance to form up somewhere close to home. But officially, update from NOAA, prepared by the Climate Prediction Center. Now the technical term right here shows that there are indications of some of the dynamical models favoring renewed eastward propagation of the intra-seasonal signal. However, overall model disparities in the predicted strength of the MJO lead to increased uncertainty in the MJO outlook during the next 2 weeks. The potential emerge of a more stationary seasonal type pattern is evident in some fields as well. It means everything is going to be pretty much mild to a little bit of strength, nothing super strong. If you look right here, with respect to tropical cyclones, there are some signals for an active period in the West Pacific and a relatively quiet period for the Atlantic during the next 2 weeks. And you can see here on the GFS on the velocity potential anomaly that it is confirming everything NOAA is saying. We're still showing us a weak wave that is coming in next. This is a wave that we've been following. It has shown major hurricanes for Texas. It has shown major hurricanes for Louisiana. But ever since the sinking air is coming in, now all that's off the table. There's no major hurricanes. They're lucky if it even forms anything. Mostly it's going to be disorganized showers, just like we've been seeing with Invest 91L. And as you look further down, you can see there's no rising air motion coming for a while, at least according to the GFS. When you look according to the Euro, it confirms the same thing. The next wave coming through within the next few days will be a weak system. Now we do have something coming also around September 25th, 26th, a little bit stronger. Might be a tropical depression, might be a tropical storm, still too far away. However, no major hurricane. But after we get through our 2 weeks, right around the beginning of October, I mean it's literally almost 3 weeks, we still showing from the Euro that we have a big anomaly coming, and it's right in our section for our Gulf of Mexico, Western Caribbean. So we need to be on alert, definitely from October 10th. And this is a major hurricane right here. Now just to show you how weak everything has become, this is all the outcomes for the 30 perturbed members, and they're all showing something very weak. It's lucky if he even holds on to his vortex, because it will be getting elongated by these two high pressures. But it's not showing any chance of any formation as it crosses over the southeast to be any kind of a closed low. And that's what it needs. It is showing some winds with it and some wind gusts, but still it's not a system until it gets a closed low. And the next wave coming through now that's still showing is going to be weak. This is a 30 perturbed members from that as well. As you can see, they all showing something very weak. The only thing that shows any kind of strength is right here on E19, a little bitty piece, E21, a little piece going towards Mexico, and E27 right here, something very weak going towards Louisiana. However, that's 3 out of 30 chance. That's 10% chance that even happens to even be weak. This should be another group of disorganized thunderstorms that comes through our area, and that's it. However, if you look right here on E2, you can see this next tropical wave coming through, that it is expected to be a tropical depression. It does show that sometime around the 15th, it could form up in the Western Caribbean, cross over the Cuba, and get into eastern of the Gulf of Mexico and ride along Florida. Now, that actually was shown by the CMC the other day. That's a possibility. And now it's being picked up also by the GFS. And this is literally 10 days out. So 7 to 10 days, we do have a possibility for this to happen. However, if you look at all the members, you can see right here, it shows it can either be something weak, or you can see over here, it could be something going towards the east coast of South Carolina. So there is a possibility for this to happen. Any formation in the next 2 weeks will be something close. Nothing will strengthen as it comes off the MDR. It will be through a weakening phase because of the MJO. However, we still need to stay on top of this second wave, because not only did it show major hurricane for Texas and Louisiana as well, it also showed that it'd be late formation. Now, even though nothing can happen in this region from western of the MDR to the eastern of the Caribbean because of all that sinking air, but still, if you watch this is according to the GFS, it shows the Invest 91L could be a tropical depression as it goes across Florida. And then next wave that gets into our Bay of Campeche, literally in 6 days by the 13th, that it could actually intensify and become something towards Texas or become something towards Louisiana. And that I want to keep my eyes on, because even though that we have all the sinking air right here, it's not over the Gulf of Mexico. So we always show that this could form up and be either a major hurricane in the 950 millibars towards Texas or towards Louisiana. And that's showing again. So we'll stay on top of this for you guys. Even the Euro is showing that by the 15th that wave could be a tropical depression in the northwest of the Gulf of Mexico, and that's right what NOAA is saying. It also confirms that right around the 20th, right when we get out of that sinking air phase, something could be coming across the MDR, and it could be intensifying as it comes towards the U.S. But we'll stay on top of this, guys, because I am showing that this is about to ramp up after we get out of this phase of a weak section of storms. Now, as you check for vertical shear for Invest 91L, you can see that it's pretty much moderate. It's leaving from heavy shear to moderate shear, but right before landfall, it gets to heavy shear again. So any formation it does would have to be in this section before it gets close to landfall, because then it's going to get broken apart. Now, when you check and see the chance for I formation, I probabilities for Invest 91L, it is going up and down, but there is a chance in the last minutes that it's starting to try and get an eye formed. And then once it gets that eye formed, it gets that surface low, then it has a chance to strengthen something. But all through the track, it didn't have any chance. But now it's starting to get a chance to get eye probabilities. So far, the winds that could come out of Invest 91L, they have it maxed out at 23 knot winds. And the big section right here to the south and east of the storm is measured around 20 knot winds. And everything else around the storm is measured somewhere around 5. So it's not really a lot to the outer ring of this. It is a very small rim of 20 knot winds. Now, model guidance on the GEFS does show a lot of weakening on some of the ensembles, but a couple of the ensembles show that it could be a 1000 to 1010 surface low pressure as it passes over Florida and southern Georgia. Now, the automatic guidance shows that in 24 hours, it could very much be right here on the panhandle of Florida and be getting landfall and going across. Some of the other models show that it could take up to 48 hours if that cold front pushes it, and it could be somewhere a little lower, more like past Apalachicola, hitting the bend of Florida and going across by Jacksonville. Now, the latest intensity guidance takes it in 24 hours, no matter what. It would be luckily to get 25 knot winds, maybe 30 miles per hour winds. But in 48 hours is his best chance for any kind of strength to become a tropical depression. One is showing a low-end tropical storm, but once again, that's a ship, and ships never been reliable. I don't even know why we even still use it. But there's a chance for it to become a tropical depression. Now here's a good look at Invest 91L as it moves across the Gulf of Mexico. You can see how it's bringing moisture and some rain to southeast Louisiana, southern Mississippi, Alabama, and the Florida Panhandle, and it's going to go up towards Georgia as well. The NAM3K shows that it's already going to be a good group of thunderstorms, and the NAM3K does tend to take it a little bit too far, but it's a pretty accurate model. You seen that yesterday from the storms going across Michigan. It does show that it does get a closed low as it passes by and gets towards the coast, but then it gets curved quickly from that cold front and it goes towards Florida. It don't quite get all the way around with those storms, but that is definitely a closed low that is fighting shear right there as it gets closer towards landfall. Look at that. Still got somewhat a closed low, staying somewhat a strong but weak system. Here's the difference. High resolution rapid refresh shows no formation of the storm, and as it passes by, it's just going to be a lot of rain pass over Florida, southern Georgia, but no closed low. It's just a bunch of disorganized thunderstorms. Even the 10-meter winds from high resolution rapid refresh does show that this storm does get some strength right before landfall. It starts getting some good winds. It gets all the way up to 53 miles per hour winds right before landfall, and that's 10-meter winds. So it would definitely be a tropical storm according to high resolution rapid refresh. Question is, does it get a closed low? Then as it goes across the southeast, it downgrades immediately. These winds are mostly over water, and over land is mostly going to be about 20 to 25. That's about it. The Euro shows pretty much that this storm is going to be somewhat a joke, and for your 10-meter winds, your max is 21. The GFS shows that as it gets closer towards land, it does get power, just like high resolution rapid refresh shows. And so far, the max winds are 42 miles per hour. And that would definitely make it a tropical storm right before landfall. And the NAM, which shows it always overdoes it somewhat, but it shows that it's going to get a good formation, it's going to get a good eye, and it will strengthen right before landfall. Matter of fact, the NAM3K is showing that the max winds, 10-meter winds, is 67 miles per hour. And that is just a little bit shy of a hurricane, matter of fact. So a lot of models are showing this could be a tropical depression. A lot of them are showing, including high resolution and rapid refresh, that this will be a tropical storm right before it hits land. NAM showing it's almost a hurricane. NAM3K also shows a lot of heavier rainfall. It shows all the way from 5, almost 6 inches, and a heavy streak of heavy rainfall as it goes across southern Georgia. The Euro shows that it's not quite that heavy. It'd be more like 2 inches with a wide spread of a little over an inch for Florida Panhandle and towards Georgia, and a portion of South Carolina as well. And the GFS almost confirms, just like the Euro, that there's going to be a little bit of heavy rainfall, maybe 5, possible 6 inches of rainfall for the Florida Panhandle as it goes across Georgia, pretty much 1 inch, but it shows a heavy spot of up to 3 to 4 inches is possible as well. Now after that, we got the next wave coming through within the next 5 to 10 days, and then you're going to get more rainfall from that second wave, which shows Crestview and Panama City getting a lot. Crestview potential over 6, Panama City over 5, but it brings more rainfall for Louisiana as well. 3 inches for New Orleans, 2 for Lafayette, and 2 for Beaumont, Texas. The Euro shows that in the next 3 days, it's still showing Panama City, that you'll get a little over 2 inches, maybe 2.5 inches. But as this next wave comes by in 5 days and 10 days with a full amount, it shows most of it going towards Texas. And a lot of ensembles and models show that as well. That puts Houston with over 5 inches of rainfall, Lake Jackson over 5 inches, Beaumont over 4, even all the way down to Corpus Christi with over 4 inches. And a NAM3K just in the next 60 hours of this run does take the heaviness right above Panama City. We've always shown Panama City, but it has Panama City getting 3 inches, surrounding areas getting 2 to 3 inches, even all the way across southern Georgia. It'd be from 2, a little over 2 inches to possible 3, and downgrading to 1 as it goes by. But so far, it shows the heaviest amount is Rosemary Beach and Fountain with over 5 inches. The next 24 hours, according to NAM 3K, shows that you'll have some heavier rainfall for eastern Pennsylvania, northern New Jersey, New York, Vermont, and northern New Hampshire as well. The high resolution rapid refresh does show that there is some for eastern Pennsylvania, lighter amounts for northern New Jersey, but it still shows New York, it still shows Vermont, mostly northern and southern, and it don't show as heavy for New Hampshire. The Euro shows that it'll be lighter for Pennsylvania, sporadic across New Jersey, and it'll be heavy stripped from New York all the way to northern Vermont, and that's the Euro. The GFS shows that as well. It shows it's heavier for New York, it shows it's heavier for northern Vermont, but it shows that from northern to northeastern Pennsylvania, we'll be getting some heavy rainfall from these showers coming. And then when the tail of these storms come up from the south to the northeast, that's when you're going to be getting a lot of rainfall, especially for the Boston area. So in the next 48 hours, then you see this heavier rainfall come on for the New England states as well as for Maine. And high resolution rapid refresh 48 hours shows it's sporadic, just like the NAM showed. You get some from Long Island, Connecticut, Rhode Island, eastern Massachusetts, but Maine, it looks like gets a very heavy spot. And even Boston. Boston needs to watch out for some possible heavy rainfall from that. Now, so far, Invest 91L is at maximum winds, 22 miles per hour, and is moving northeast at 16 miles per hour. So it's moving too fast. So not only is the shear going to affect this thing, it's moving too fast to get any formation is what I believe. But according to the NAM 3K, this could actually form up and try and get a closed low at the last second. And right there at 8 o'clock tonight is when it shows that it actually could get a closed low. It fights it the whole time with the wind shear because it is going towards very hostile wind shear. It is warmer water though, so it kind of levels itself out. It has a lot of shear, so it can't grow real strong, but it still can grow because it has very warm waters. Still showing towards Panama City. So that heavy rainfall will be very heavy for you for Panama City. And it also shows that y'all severe weather for today will start sometime around 2 or 3 p.m. before it starts getting really bad, especially for New York. And then as it gets towards the New England states, as we go into 10 o'clock tonight, then it's going to affect New Jersey and affect everyone else. Long Island around 2 o'clock in the morning. Then we're going to have this second wave, all this energy coming up from the southeast for tomorrow. Starting around 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, all this precipitation is going to be coming up towards New England states, and it's going to be for hours. And you can see why I say Boston might need to watch out for maybe a flash flood threat because hours of this moisture coming. 8 o'clock tomorrow night, heavy precipitation for hours all the way till 2 o'clock in the morning. So there is a chance for some flash flooding through all that as well for tomorrow. So even though we have all this sinking air in our area for the next 2 weeks, it is stopping from the MDR coming to the Eastern Caribbean. But we still need to watch out for the Western Caribbean and the Gulf Coast because something can definitely form up late. It's a good thing that nothing can really build all the way to us for at least the next couple of weeks, and which is kind of ironic because we're getting into our peak of our hurricane season for this weekend. I still say don't let your guard down because I'm still showing something very big coming in October. And until then, we can have small storms, tropical depression, tropical storms, maybe even some low-end hurricanes that could come in the meantime. Just no big major hurricanes. Today I want to share something with y'all. It's a little prayer for protection. Isaiah 41. Keep silence before me, O islands, and let the people renew their strength. Let them come near. Then let them speak. Let us come near together to judgment. Who raised up the righteous man from the east, called him to his foot, gave the nations before him, and made him rule over kings. He gave them as the dust to his sword, and as driven stubble to his bow. He pursued them and passed safely, even by the way that he had not gone with his feet. Who hath wrought and done it, calling the generations from the beginning? I, the Lord, the first, and with the last, I am he. The isles saw it and feared. The ends of the earth were afraid, drew near and came. They helped every one his neighbor, and every one said to his brother, Be of good courage. So the carpenter encouraged the goldsmith, and he that smootheth with the hammer him that smote the anvil, saying, It is ready for the soldering. And he fastened it with nails, that it should not be moved. But thou, Israel, art my servant, Jacob whom I have chosen, the seed of Abraham my friend. Thou whom I have taken from the ends of the earth, and called thee from the chief men thereof, and said unto thee, Thou art my servant. I have chosen thee, and not cast thee away. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee. Yes, I will help thee. Yes, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. Behold, all they that were incensed against thee shall be ashamed and confounded. They shall be as nothing, and they that strive with thee shall perish. Thou shalt seek them and shalt not find them. Even them that contended with thee, they that war against thee, shall be as nothing and as a thing of naught. For I, the Lord thy God, will hold thy right hand, saying unto thee, Fear not, I will help thee. Fear not, thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel. I will help thee, saith the Lord, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. Behold, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument having teeth. Thou shalt thresh the mountains and beat them small, and shalt make the hills as chaff. Thou shalt fan them, and the wind shall carry them away, and the whirlwind shall scatter them. And thou shalt rejoice in the Lord, and shalt glory in the Holy One of Israel. When the poor and needy seek water, and there is none, and their tongue faileth for thirst, I, the Lord, will hear them. I, the God of Israel, will not forsake them. I will open rivers in high places, and fountains in the midst of the valleys. I will make the wilderness a pool of water, and the dry land springs of water. I will plant in the wilderness the cedar, the shittah tree, and the myrtle, and the oil tree. I will set in the desert the fir tree, and the pine, and the box tree together. They that may see and know and consider and understand together that the hand of the Lord hath done this, and the Holy One of Israel hath created it. Produce your cause, saith the Lord. Bring forth your strong reasons, saith the King of Jacob. Let them bring forth, and show us what shall happen. Let them show the former things what they be, that we may consider them and know the latter end of them, or declare us things for to come. Show the things that are to come hereafter, that we may know that ye are gods. Yes, do good, or do evil, that we may be dismayed and behold it together. Behold, ye are of nothing, and your work of naught. An abomination is he that chooseth you. I have raised up one from the north, and he shall come. From the rising of the sun shall he call upon my name, and he shall come upon princes as upon mortar, and as the potter treadeth clay. Who hath declared from the beginning, that we may know, and before time that we may say, He is righteous? Yes, there is none that showeth. Yes, there is none that declareth. Yes, there is none that heareth your words. The first shall say to Zion, Behold, behold them. And I will give to Jerusalem one thing that bringeth good tidings. For I beheld, and there was no man, even among them, and there was no counselor that when I asked of them could answer a word. Behold, they are all vanity. Their works are nothing. Their molten images are wind and confusion. Amen. Have a great day, guys. Thank you so much for visiting my channel. God bless every single one of you. If I do see this formation of this Invest 91L trying to do anything, I will update you this afternoon. Until then, this is the outcome so far. I will see all of you in the morning. Hope you have a very great and a very happy Wednesday. All glory does go to Yahweh, God of Jacob, the Almighty. And He will protect you. Amen. Hallelujah, guys. Have a very great day. I hope this information has helped you.